I'm Kevin Coleman for the Saddle Post, and I'm at the Ross County Heritage Center here. And Tom O'Grady has just given a talk on Barns of Ohio.
Ohio barns, yeah.
Ohio barns.
And the barn builders.
So, what is your? Well, who are you first?
Well, I'm a member of the organization called Friends of Ohio Barns, and I'm the Director of Development and Outreach and Director Emeritus at the Southeast Ohio History Center, but my background's really in recycling and waste management and waste reduction, I should say, and I've been teaching astronomy for 40 years at Ohio University. So stars and garbage is my real bread and butter for a quarter century. So, but I'm a history enthusiast, not an expert.
Well, I appreciate that you said you're not an expert, but you're an enthusiast, and
Yeah.
you definitely showed it with your fast-paced slideshow here.
Hope it wasn't too fast.
It was good. So, how can people learn more about barns, whether through you or other groups?
Well, they could go online and look up Friends of Ohio Barns. And Friends of Ohio Barns has an annual barn conference and a barn tour somewhere in Ohio. This coming year, 2024, the barn conference and barn tour will be in Tuscarawas County, which is heavily populated by folks of the German and Swiss culture. And so there's a lot of the massive Pennsylvania German barns with the overhanging forebays up there. And so there's a day-long tour of the barns there and a day-long conference the following day. Or they could just go online and see what they can find out. There's also the American Timber Framers Guild, where they could look up the works of Hubert Wilhelm, a former professor of Ohio geography at Ohio University.
He helped guide my career when I was at OU.
Yeah, and you know, the Friends of Ohio Barns has 20-some years of back issues of their newsletters. You might be able to get your fingers on some of those.
Which you looks like you gave out some here, and they're all gone now, so that's
Yeah.
good.
Back issues. I have had a lot of them trying to unload. I've been toting them around a long time. I made a brochure 10 years ago about Ohio barns, about the three basic traditional types of barns: the New England barn, the Pennsylvania German barn, and then the Southern barn. And every barn in Ohio is most likely a variation of one of those three barns.
Is that pamphlet available online anywhere?
No, but I just printed them out yesterday. It's the first time I ever printed them. I made it a long time ago, but I decided I said I was giving a talk and I'd bring some with me.
Now, you're also with the Athens County Historic Society, or rather...
Southeast Ohio History Center, yeah. And
And
so we're working with our regional neighbors in history to try and see if we can work together. This is where Ohio began, in Southeast Ohio. Marietta was the first settlement. Ohio University is what they came here to build, that American Western University. And
The first and
of course,
finest.
Chillicothe is the first state capital. And so, and all of this used to be Washington County at one time, all the way over here to the Scioto River. So we all have a common heritage. We're kind of needy for help in Southeast Ohio historical societies. A lot of them are run by volunteers. So we're trying to work collaboratively with our neighbors to see if we can be a louder voice for historic preservation, and not just saving buildings, but saving the stories and the heritage of our region.
And you had you were here not last spring, but the spring before. You gave out some awards.
There was a couple summers ago, we had our annual meeting here in Ross County up at the Adena Mansion, and we gave some awards to some of the groups and organizations and individuals that have been at it for years trying to save some aspect of our natural or cultural heritage in this region. So the Historical Society and the Tree Commission and different organizations that have been doing good work, South Central Ohio Preservation Society. We had a number of recognitions, because there's a lot of people who've been at this for decades, and we felt like they need a pat on the back, keep them going. So that's what our goal is. We take our annual meeting on the road, and instead of having it be a boring meeting, we recognize people, find out what they're doing and why they do it.
And I like how you expanded the County Historic Society into a more regional effort.
Yeah, well, Athens is a little blue sector of Southeast Ohio, which was red politically, and we needed some help financially, and somebody said, well, the state ain't going to help you guys unless you represented a bigger region. And we thought about it. We all have a common heritage down here. Like if you're from Vinton County, if you died anywhere in Vinton County up to 1850, your death records are in some other county because Benton County didn't exist yet.
Mm-hmm.
And even Athens County didn't exist in 1803 when the state was founded. Southeast Ohio was made up of roughly Washington County, Gallia County, Ross County, and Fairfield County. And Athens County was created in 1805, and then subsequent to that, they hacked into each of these counties to make Hocking, Perry, Morgan, Meigs, Lawrence, Jackson, and finally Vinton.
Yeah.
It came later on 1850-ish or so. So we all have a common heritage. You know, all these towns around here were tied together by roads early on because they needed each other to survive. And nowadays, county lines are almost like national borders. Who in Athens is paying any attention to what's going on in MacArthur or Pomeroy or Jackson? And we need to work together to preserve this heritage down here and speak together with a louder voice so that they can hear us in Columbus. We can remind them this is where Ohio began down here, and the first governors, the first capitals, they were all in this sector of the area, and we need to remind them of that so that they can help preserve some of this early Ohio heritage.
So how can people learn more about Ohio Barns and the Southeast Ohio?
History Center?
Yes.
Well, you can go online and look up southeastohiohistory.org for the Southeast Ohio History Center, and friendsofohiobarns.org for that organization. Just Google them. They're there. Or you can get a hold of me, Tom O'Grady, Tom at southeastohiohistory.org.
Okay. I've missed the last few conferences for the Friends of Ohio Barns. When is the next one?
The next one is in late April of 2024, and it'll be in Tuscarawas County.
All right. Tom O'Grady, a friend of Ohio Barns and the Skies and many other things.
Yeah, I'm just a friend. That's good.
All right.
Enthusiast.
Thank you
Thanks,
very
Kevin.
much.
Yeah.